I would like for everybody to hear a little bit about what your life was like prior to being on this technology, and then you can share how you got introduced to it.
Well, actually, I'm 83 years old, and I've always been quite healthy for my age. Most people don't believe how old I have to show my driver's license to prove I'm 83 years old. But I did have some problems. I've injured both my knees, one in a ski accident, one in a fall, injured both my shoulders. Both times I fell on them. My left shoulder, I dislocated my collarbone. That's been about 12 years ago, and it has regained about 90%. My right shoulder, I fell on it on the concrete, and that's been probably 2 years ago. And I've always had pain with it. I never went to the doctor with it, but I couldn't reach anywhere any further than my nose towards the left. I couldn't get my seat belt. I had to reach with my left hand and grab it and pull it around. I couldn't turn my steering wheel around to the left with my right hand. Um, I had a number of other issues, prostate issues, and I don't know if you, how old are you? You probably have to.
I just
But
hit, I'm in my early 50s now.
oh, you got a ways to go. Okay. Anyway, so what happened is I have a really good friend, Wendy Werner, and she had gone to California on a women's retreat. So and she met Tina Durr there, and Tina introduced her to the patches and give her an envelope of 39s. So when he comes back and she's telling me all about these wonderful things you can stick on your skin and it'll fix everything, and I said, "Come on, Wendy, it's a scam. That's impossible. Those things can't work." And she goes, "Well, will you try them?" I wanted to humor her, so I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll try them." So I tried them for a week, gave the rest of them back to her, and I said, "These things don't do anything." She said, "Well, you didn't do it long enough." I said, "Oh, come on, just forget it." 2 weeks later, I go in for an eye exam. I was diagnosed, and I didn't know you could have this. I was diagnosed with macular degeneration, both kind, wet and dry, in both eyes. Um, and it's pretty much scared me because my sister's been blind totally in her left eye and can't see very good out of her right eye because of the same ailment. So I go back to Wendy and I say, these little patches you were telling me about, can they help with macular degeneration? She goes, absolutely. And I said, okay, I'll tell you what, here's the thing. I'm going to try these for 90 days. And if I see any change at all, I'm in. And so, I'm not one of those people that stick their toe in the water to test the temperature. I just dive in head first. So I ordered the $535 package. And then a week later, she tied me into Tina. And Tina told me that if I wanted the 17 something one, that they would give me credit for the 500, so it only cost me 1,200. I said, "Do it, let's do it." I had patches all over me, um, and so it wasn't 90 days. 3.5 weeks later, now first I have to tell you, I started on the patches October 31st in 24. On the 2nd of November, I left Arizona and drove to Florida to visit family. And so while I was there, I got up one morning, got dressed, put my glasses on, got in my car, started driving down the road, and everything looked really fuzzy. And I thought, my glasses must be really dirty. So I reached up and took my glasses off, and everything was clear as a bell. I could see,
Wow.
I could read the license plate in front of me. I could read the road signs. I could read the store signs. I could see individual leaves on the trees. I like to went through the ceiling immediately, right while I was driving. I did a video that I sent to Tina, thanking her and thanking Lightwave for what the change I was seeing. And I'm telling you, right then I was sold. So then some other things started happening. Um, Now that was October 31st. About the 25th of November is when I saw the change in my vision, and then um, I was about mid-January. I have to tell you, I'm in the Arizona Ballroom Teachers Academy, learning to teach others to ballroom dance, and I would have to take 2 Bayer 500 milligram back in body, an hour and a half before each class to make it through the 2 hour class without the pain stopping me. And so one
So
night it was time to
quick
class.
question for you. Where was the pain?
My knee, well, I had plantar fasciitis in both feet. Like I
okay.
said, I injured both my knees, and I injured my left knee in a ski accident 50 years
Mhm.
ago, and it didn't give me too much trouble until about 10 years ago, and so it became a quite a problem. I would have to ride in the electric grocery carts at the store to do my grocery shopping because I could only walk around for about 10 or 15 minutes without the pain stopping me. And then I injured my right knee about 2 years ago, and same kind of problem with that. So it gave me a lot of grief. If I didn't take those pain pills, it was quite a problem. So
Wow.
anyway, one night I forgot to take the pain pills, and I didn't realize it until I got to the dance studio. So I thought, well, I don't know. I'm not going to go back home now and do it. So I'll just go through the class until the pain starts, and then I'll just go sit down and just watch everybody else. Well, the pain didn't start. I went through the whole 2 hour class with no pain. And I thought, this is incredible. It's got to be the patches. And I haven't had to take, except for certain occasions, since then, I haven't had to take those pain pills. It's been at least 5 or 6 months. Um,
That's probably helped save your internal organs a little bit, huh?
I don't know what all is done. I know there's
Right.
things that I know about, but I'm sure the things I don't know about that are going on. So then um, the next day was now this happened about probably 2 months ago. Um, I was in getting ready to shave, and I happened to look down at my watch, and I noticed something. I had white hairs all over my arms, on my chest hairs, up on my head. You can still see the white ones in my head, on my head, bald up on the top. Um, and I had these liver spots, on my arms. And I looked down. The liver spots were gone, and there was not a single white hair on either one of my arms. And I opened my shirt. I said, I got to see the white area that was like snow on my chest hairs started getting shit. They looked salt and pepper had any black hairs in there. And and then now I had gone to the Orlando boot camp with Tina and 7, 8 other people. And while we were there, Tina said, "Oh my gosh, you got little hairs all over the top of your head. So you got to be kidding me." And then a few days later, I had and I could actually send you pictures right here. I had a skin cancer, and it had been there for several years, and I never did anything with it. And it just fell off. It's still not quite totally healed, but the whole thing just kind of came off. So I'm seeing all these things going on. Um, I had prostate issues where I couldn't urinate very well, with a lot of stinging and a lot of pain. And I'd get about a tablespoonful, and then about 10 minutes later, I have to go back in again and get another tablespoonful. And it's probably been about a little over a month now that I started improving. And now, very seldom do I have an issue with it. So I'm looking at all these things that are going on here. And you know what? I can't help but tell people it's one of those things that is driving me. Um, and I've learned some new techniques at the boot camp. Um, and then after the seminars on Saturday, all of us spent another week there with Tina and some others that we did Zoom lessons with. So we spent a whole week learning, and then they several of them live in Kansas City, where Tina lives, and they kept saying, "You know what? You need to come spend some time with us there in Kansas City." And I go, "Yeah, okay." Well, now I drove from Phoenix to Orlando, Florida, 2.5 days. And then I drove to Kansas City. Took me another day and a half to get there. Spent a week up there, and I mean, we just all got together and just uh, taught each other. And Tina, I'm telling you, Tina is a dynamo. She's one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my
So,
life.
so Mel, can I ask you this? So you started in October of 24. That would mean you've been on the patches for roughly 10, 11 months now?
Well, actually, is it been 11 months? I think it was about 9. This is
So it's been
Let's
less.
see.
Okay.
We're in August, September, October. So yeah, it's been
Have
pretty
you
close
had
to 10
blood?
months.
Just a last question I have for you is, have you by any chance had any blood work done since then?
Yes, I did actually. And I want to go back and see if they can give me the records. The one I'm excited about is I had my eye exam in mid October, went on the patches end of October. And then I went back in 3 months later for an eye exam. And my right eye is almost normal, almost
Hmm.
totally normal. Um, they give you these little
So
grid things to look at. And they say if the lines are wavy, you got a problem, right? And
yeah.
I've been looking at that thing. And right now, in fact, this afternoon I went in and looked at it. With my right eye, there's no distortions at all in it. It's not not like it was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, those lines were almost touching each other. My left eye, and I couldn't figure out why my left eye was coming along so slow until I was going through some stuff and I found the last prescription for my glasses, and my right eye was like 150 and my left eye was 275. So it's got a little ways to go yet, but I can see the improvement now in my left eye. I can hardly wait for my next eye exam. But when I went in for that last one, they go in there with a camera and they take a video or pictures or whatever, and then they bring it up on their monitor so they can enlarge it. And so I'm sitting in the chair and they're over a little further on the other side of the room looking at the monitor, and they keep looking over at me. They look at the monitor, they look at me, look at the monitor, look at me. Is this the same guy?
Like, what's going on, right?
Yeah, they don't know what's
Well,
going on.
well, Mel, we're gonna have to end up bringing you back. I hope, yeah, as you are on this technology over time. It sounds like you've got more chapters that are being written. So
Oh, I'm telling you,
I'd love to
every
bring you back.
there's something else that comes up. But no, yeah, well, I had blood work. My last blood work, they send you this thing in the mail, and I'm not a doctor. I can't interpret all this stuff. And so I call them and I said, look, I want to get the results of my blood test. Okay, we'll have somebody call you. So this lady calls me and she's going down the list, and she goes onto this thing and she says, oh, that's right in the middle. That's pretty good. And goes on down the next one. And she keeps going down, and everything is perfect. And she gets to uh, cholesterol. And she goes, oh, well, your cholesterol is a little high. Oh, wait, it's the good one. So that's a good. And then she stops and she goes, how old are you? I'm 83. She goes, that's incredible. So I,
Yeah, biologically, I am sure that things are definitely changing for you. Thank you so much for your time tonight. That I can definitely tell why this is going to empower and inspire a lot of people as they share this recording. So thanks for your time tonight, Mel.
Thank you for watching. And to learn more about this amazing technology, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
Basically, I'm a pretty healthy person. I've had thyroid issues since I was 38. I'm now 72. So I've been on thyroid meds for quite some time. And I thought, you know what, if I could get off of thyroid meds, I would try these patches and just, take care of no meds. So what I did was, before I got on the patches, I had blood work done so that I could monitor what was internally happening, because we can see externally what's going on, but internally I was wanting to monitor improvement in my thyroid. So I had blood work done, discovered I was in stage 3 kidney failure, which was quite a shock to me. I had no clue. And so the doctor was like, well, can we send you to a specialist? I'm like, no, I'm trying something new. We'll see how it works and move on from there. So in 6 months, I went back to have blood work done. Kidneys are perfectly normal. There is no trace of any kind of malfunction with my kidneys. So that was what I feel like the patches that activate stem cells, they go to the most urgent place first. And even though I didn't know about the kidney, it was going there to take care of business. And I'm also reducing my thyroid meds. So it did get to my thyroid to help that. So win-win all the way around there. And basically hair, nail, skin, everything like that. Eyes, floaters. I had floaters in my eyes. I used to have all those bloody little spots on my arm every time I hit something, and now I don't. But one of the most fascinating things was I started May of last year. So May of this year, just before Memorial Weekend, I was playing pickleball. I fell backwards and I broke my wrist, and I had a concussion. So my first broken bone, 72 years old, I made it without breaking a bone, but by golly, it broke. So it's broken straight across and in 3 places. And I went in, the orthopedic doctor said, you're probably going to be in a cast for 6 weeks. He first put a splint on it, and then I had to come back for a second x-ray after 3 or 4 days just to get an indication of what it was looking like. So on the second x-ray, which was when he was taking the splint off to put the cast on, he said, well, it's looking like it's healing pretty well already. So let's just stay in the cast for 3 weeks. We'll take it off and see how we do. And I was like, yes. So in 3 weeks, I get the cast off and perfectly healed. All 3 bones are mended and no problems whatsoever. So he was a little shocked himself as an orthopedic doctor with a 72-year-old going, that bone healed pretty quickly. So I do attribute it to the patches, and I feel like sharing is caring. So I share this. I have become passionate, if you will, because everything that is going on in my behalf and for my wellness and well-being, I attribute to the patches. And I will tell you quickly, I know you've got to wrap this up, but when I broke my wrist, I really didn't think it was broken. I just came home from pickleball and I put Eon for swelling, and I put X39 for stem cells and any kind of pain I might have. I just put that on my wrist and right around here. For 4 hours, I had no pain. I had no swelling. And then I heard a click about 4 hours later, and I thought maybe I should go to the ER and check this out, which I did. They had me take off the patches so they could have the doctor look at it and do an x-ray. Literally, when I took the patches off, the swelling just came out of nowhere and the pain was excruciating. And I was shocked by that. But I know it was the patches that held everything intact until I got there and they discovered it was definitely broken. So after the x-ray, I put the patches back on, which they said I'd have to have it on top of the splint, which I did. And so the whole 3 weeks I was in the cast, splint and cast, I put the patches on top of that, thinking, even though it's systemic and we can put them anywhere, I felt like if I had it right there, then I was mentally healing that a lot quicker than if it just had no patches. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it because I am excited and I am passionate.
I love that, Tamisa, passionate. That is so catchy.
Thank you for watching. And to learn more about this amazing technology, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.